It is blazing hot this summer right now, but my garden is looking really good. I have had a lot of fun spreading around these rocks that I got from New York and Pennsylvania. We picked those up last week, and I got this gorgeous planter, thank you to the clearance section of Home Goods. So I'm getting some new fun things put into my landscape, and I am super duper excited to give you a tour. I think I might wait a little while till maybe the sun goes down a smidge and I gain 5 degrees in coolness, change my clothes, and then I'm looking forward to giving you a tour. Welcome to my August garden tour. We are finally ready to do this. The heat index has been so high lately that it is just blazing hot. So anything that you see in my garden that is looking great, trust me, it is majorly heat tolerant. So we're gonna start with my front garden on this tour today, and let's take a look at what is looking awesome. So we're starting in the flower bed that's in the front of my yard that does a nice swoop around my corner property. So at this edge, we have our blooming crepe myrtle tree. Crepe myrtles are all over the place here in North Carolina, and they bloom in this light pink color. I have some magenta flowers to show you, and they also have white, so beautiful varieties and great summer blooming trees / shrub, depending on how you trim them. This one I think I'm going to do a tree style, and that just means continually cutting the things that are happening down at the bottom. Right beside that, I have the golden sword yucca. The yucca is awesome because of the foliage that you can see that's very spiky, so it has its very own texture and style, but also it's evergreen, so it is going to look exactly like that all year through. Over here, the black-eyed Susans are putting on an amazing show. Now, my echinacea, which is a different style coneflower, was blooming earlier in the season, and now these guys have taken over. They look amazing, their colors are amazing, and the only work that I really have to do to keep them looking like this is deadheading the expired blooms. So as we move in this direction, I have my purple balloon flowers. So the purple and the yellow look really good together. Now the balloon flowers are on their second flush. So they bloomed way earlier in the summer, then completely died out with the flowers, and now they're going again. So that one is a great one, and obviously it looks good for this crazy heat. Behind me, you're gonna notice 2 types of hibiscus. Hopefully you can see them both. One of the hibiscus is just tropical style, and that's in a blue pot right here behind the black-eyed Susans. The other one has these gorgeous, large magenta blooms. Oh my gosh, if you've seen my other videos before, you know how much I love hibiscus. This one is the hardy perennial style. So even those of you up in the north, a little cooler temperatures, so many of us can enjoy those beautiful flowers. As we head over in this direction, so starting from my perennial hibiscus right here with the magenta blooms, you can see I have some new stones in here because, of course, I am having a ton of fun adding the stones that I just got from up north into my property. So we have those hibiscus. Right here we have blanket flowers. The blanket flowers have been blooming forever. Very long time, long bloomers. You have to deadhead the blanket flowers to have them keep going. But they are loving my sandy soil here. They are loving the temperatures here. You find them growing wild all over the place. So these are fabulous flowers to have, especially for a heat tolerant garden. So I have another golden sword yucca right here. And then I have liriope that graces the whole front of my flower bed, and you'll see that as we move along. So here we have the lemon coral sedum. The sedum is another evergreen. So this baby looks this good with its lime green color all year through. This one in particular happens to be in a little flower pot, a little basket, but I have them in the ground, and when you put them in the ground in other places, it is a ground cover. So this sedum is gorgeous with its color year long, like I said. I have some purple verbena here that I got from a neighbor, so we were having a little difficulty, honestly, transplanting the verbena from her garden to mine, but it seems to be taking off right here, which is great. So I'll be able to take other clippings of this and move it to other sections of my yard. Again, liriope right in the front here. And my color right in this area are one of my favorite flowers. So this is the double scoop echinacea. This is bubblegum color. I have a double scoop raspberry right beside it. That one is not doing as well as this one. This one is also on its second flush. So we had a gorgeous showing earlier in the summer, and here we go again. So before we move out of this particular area that I was just showing you, I wanted to talk about elephant ears that I have in the back here. These particular elephant ears are not ginormous in size. I do have others that are much larger. I thought I was going to like elephant ears much more than I do. How do you feel about them? Are you liking them? Are they great accents in your garden? I kind of feel like they get a little too bushy. They want to extend too much, and then they just kind of look weedy. Not really impressed with them, I don't think. So I may be removing the elephant ears. I was attempting to do decorative grasses and such on the back layer of this property, so I can go with the low liriope in the front, beautiful colored plants and flowers in the middle, and then taller grasses like you see a zebra grass back there. That was what I was trying to do. I'm still going to be building out my levels and layers, but right now you can see there's a height difference, but it is not maybe as dynamic as I hope it will be in the future. So my next stop right here is a variety of canna lilies. I happen to have 3 colors and styles of canna lilies right here. I do love canna lilies. They are absolutely one of my favorite kinds of flowers. And you can see they're all in various stages of bloom. So you might want to pick off the dead parts of the flower petals as they expire, and then we just keep making way for new ones. So this one is about to start to open up a brand new flower right here. Tucked way behind, I know you can't see it, I'm going to move the camera so you can. I have a dragon's breath celosia. It is magenta, it is fabulously gorgeous. That is an annual, but I need to show it to you because it's awesome. So canna lilies, right here I have guara. The guara is a light pink delicate flower that grows out of the tall little pieces that come up. So the foliage is multicolored. It's got a little dark red plus green. So that I love. And then the light pink flowers. So that's super cool. This right here kind of looks a little like a Muppet or a Fraggle. Again, the beautiful color that is on here. The unique style of, I don't know, I guess you want to say it's the flower. It just looks awesome. And here's another cool little thing. It is supposed to just be an annual, so it gives me this kind of amazing color that is heat and drought tolerant. But I have also noticed some babies popping up from this, which I will show you in a little while. I was unaware that little babies were going to be sprouting up. So I'm gonna see if I can save them, maybe put them in a pot, keep them in a greenhouse over the winter, and see if I can have even more of this awesome color. Coming in this direction, you'll see that my daylilies over here have already expired. So I don't have any blooms right there, but my coneflowers here are still going. So these white ones are pretty. White is not my most favorite, I have to be honest, but these are the ones that are still putting on a show. So how could I possibly complain about that? So as we swoop over to this section of the flower bed, which is just a continuation from the front flower bed around the corner here on the outside of the fence, you'll see I have a lot of magenta. I have this flowering crepe myrtle with the magenta flowers, as well as another one just behind it. And then I also have the dark burgundy barberry. So lots of magenta and pretty colors over here. I also have the liriope that continues around in the front. And then I have this section of canna lilies over here. These are some cannas that I rescued from a different part of my yard where they weren't thriving. These are going to get super tall with orange flowers. Trust me, they're gonna do awesome right over here. This last little section right here is just brand newly planted. So I have some Russian sage, some Joe Pye weed, some coneflowers, all that were transplants from friends and family in New York and Pennsylvania. So do not judge the way these look right now because they literally just got into the ground. Of course, I have to be right on top of them, making sure they're watered enough and everything. Everything I feel like is going to be okay because I'm not going on vacation anymore. I actually get to be here to make sure that everything is doing just fine. I just wanted to swing by this section of the garden real quick again next to my pensive frog. Tucked under here I have a heuchera, and I had to just I just had to move 2 other heucheras that I had in this garden into the backyard where they had a little bit more relief from this blazing afternoon sun. Well, I should say all day sun. So this one's right here being protected by the blanket flower, so I don't want to mess with the blanket flower too much because I think it's actually giving it some shade. So that one's there hiding for now. As we go to the back side of this peninsula garden, you can see that hiding behind my crepe myrtle, I do have some orange daylilies. The orange daylilies are also on their second flush, so they completely died out for a smidge and now they're all reblooming again. So that is a nice thing about these. I know some people find the orange daylilies to be invasive or, you know, annoying, but they do look beautiful, especially when you're looking for pops of orange in a particular area of your yard. Also, while showing you the back side of my peninsula garden, I would like to share with you the bane of my existence, which is the very annoying dollar weed. Oh my goodness, dollar weed is the worst. Let's see if I could just dig up. It's going to be with my hand, so I don't know how much I'll be able to dig up to show you how the roots go underground and they just continually keep popping up. Unfortunately, it has invaded my flower bed, so it's not like I want to spray any kind of weed killer inside of here and risk hurting my plants. Here's a good one. This is what the root system of the dollar weed looks like. So while you may think you found a big score when you catch on to one of these little white roots underneath your ground, you're like, oh, I'm gonna pull that whole line up. You realize it just keeps going and going and going. So dollar weed, boo. So thank God for some shady relief over here as we enter my front porch area. So I do want to show you some of the things that I have going on over here because I also have some beautiful color. Right here we have some more of that lemon ball sedum. So as I said, it can be a ground cover if it's not in a container, and so that's what I have going on here right now. I happen to have other little bits of another kind of sedum that found its way into this one, and you can tell it's a darker colored leaf. The shape is almost the same, but this one has the red tip on top, so I do have to take these out and I'll find a new home for them. Then I have my double scoop bubblegum echinacea here, another one just like I had in my flower bed over there, again on its second flush. So having the really happy pink right next to this lime green, it's great for my front entryway. Right here I have my gorgeous flower pot that has my dipladenia in it. The dipladenia has just been amazing in this heat and everything. The blooms are vibrant as can be. So I absolutely love having this here. I have some pink verbena in here, tree frogs singing you a chorus. So I have some pink verbena in here that has been doing really well also. As it goes to seed, I've noticed the seeds dropping into here and they're making babies underneath. Let me show you the various babies that I have underneath in just a second. So I have my dipladenia, verbena, and I also have snake plant in the back of this pot. Down below, in the area down below my big flower pot, let me show you the various little babies that I have growing. Can we see? I have some verbena babies right here. I have some. Right here is the dragon's breath celosia. That was the one that I was saying looks like a Fraggle or a Muppet. So it doesn't have the bloom on it right now, but the leaves are there and you can tell with that fuchsia little veining. Ah, it looks awesome. And then another little nifty thing that's growing in here, looks like it is like portulaca, which I probably had here at some point. I guess they maybe like the little stones that are surrounding the flower pot. I don't know. Something is making them very happy to grow here though. So also right in this area, I have the Mystic Illusion Dahlia. Now dahlias are super pretty flowers. So this one is its own particular style. And I just love it with the dark foliage and the light yellow flowers. So this one was a little bit later of a bloomer than the other style dahlias that I have. So I'm enjoying it now because it's bringing me beautiful, cheerful yellow. On the other side of me, Little Lime Punch Hydrangea. So obviously this one is still in a pot. So I'm looking for its new home. It will be in the front yard somewhere. Over time, I've been rearranging my front flower beds that had started with just builder grade plants. So little by little, things are being moved around and I'm adding new pops of color. And I think this baby is going to be a stunner. So we definitely can't go by this area without talking about the lantana. This lantana is a perennial, comes back for me, and every year it gets bigger and bigger. So it's starting to come over the side of my sidewalk here, but that's okay. I love it. The color is excellent and the scent is almost like pink lemonade. Pollinators love the lantana. Right behind the lantana, I have more Canna Lilies. So these ones are the red with the dark foliage. So Canna Lilies are just starting to spread across my property. Well, purposefully, because I'm putting them there. They make me feel like I'm on vacation all the time, and who doesn't want that? Back to my front flower bed for a minute here, and then the peninsula garden. I didn't get to show you this dianthus that is still blooming. Dianthus has been blooming since March. It was tucked behind my elephant ears, so I forgot about it. I'm sorry. As we're finishing up the August tour of my front gardens, I would be remiss if I did not point out my Labella Grande dahlias right here, red and white. I miss these babies too because they were tucked between my tall grasses, and I'm sorry about that because I love dahlias. But so I have these guys blooming over here too. For now, I must end my garden tour session because I am melting, so I can't get to the backyard today, but I have so many goodies back there that will definitely be in the next video. Thank you for watching my garden tour. I absolutely love to do this because I love to share ideas that hopefully can inspire you to add something into your garden. Or heck, tell me something that maybe you think I should add in here. Garden sharing and sharing of ideas is what this is all about. That's why I love watching other people's garden tours as well. My name is Nicole. This is my Carolina garden. Thanks for watching and happy planting.